Good morning, student. So in our last session we learned the basic connectives used for writing compound proposition such as, can you remember what are they? Conjunction, disjunction, negation, implication, biconditional. Yes, so these are all the 5 connective operations we learnt for propositional logic statements. Today we are going to apply the same which we learnt in earlier session for writing SOP and POS expression. You may have a question now in your mind. What is POS and what is SOP? POS, product of sum, that is conjunction of disjunction. Sum of product, that is disjunction of conjunction. So this is what called as why I have introduced these two terms for you is sometimes in board examination they asked you to write disjunction of conjunction, but in sometimes they asked you to write sum of product. So in that situation you could answer the question well. That's why I have stated you and I have given you the two different alternative terms with you. Yes, so hope you now understand. Disjunction is sum, conjunction is product. So either you can use disjunction conjunction or you can use sum product. Okay, so what is our today's learning? Today we are going to learn how to write disjunction of conjunction term and also conjunction of disjunction terms for the given propositional logic statements. Okay, so look at this first one, using disjunction of conjunction terms. So for writing disjunction of conjunction terms, you will be given with some proportional constants. So now look at this screen. The inputs are A, F, C. A has an excellent academic records, financially sound, belongs to backward class. Based on these 3 criteria, a college or an academic institution is going to award scholarship for a student. Now our task is to, using these inputs, 3 inputs, we are going to write a disjunction of conjunction terms. Okay, so first thing you have to do is, for the given inputs you have to draw a truth table. Okay, so now conditions were given. You should be very careful with the statement, whether they are having AND operation or OR operation in between, because before having these inputs they will also give you a situation like for example, just a second, a training institute intends to give scholarship to its students as per criteria given below. The student has an excellent academic record but is financially weak. Now you should have a meaning over but, or, and one more, or is used. The student doesn't have an excellent academic record and belongs to a backward class. So here in this situation they have clearly given the connectives. Yes, so based on this connectives you have to draw a truth table. Now the truth table, as here they given you 3 inputs. How many combinations of input we can made it? 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 is 8. So 8 combinations we can have. So all the 8 combinations were written. Now you have to again and again for each and every combinations you have to read the given conditions and then you should draw a final conclusion. Now 0, 0, 0. The student doesn't have an excellent academic record, he is not financially sound and belongs to backward class. So he didn't have any satisfied any condition, so automatically the conclusion will be 0. Similarly, you should carefully read the constraint and also all the truth values present in input column, and based on that you have to give a conclusion. Okay, so the first step is, what is the first step? Truth table. The second step is write conjunction terms. What do you have to do? You have to write the conjunction terms for each input combination which produce high truth values. So look at the truth table. Wherever you are having high truth value, you should write conjunction terms. Conjunction is nothing but product term. So while writing product term, be careful. A dash, F dash, C. Okay. For representing 0, you have to use dash in negation. And for representing one truth value, there is no need of negation. So the first step is truth table. Second step is write conjunction terms for each input combination which produce high truth value. And write the input variable. Just now I have told you. 1, if it is 1, and negation of input variable if it is 0. Okay. And then use disjunction. Now the conjunction terms were over. What is my final result? Disjunction of conjunction. So what I have to do? All these product terms should be joined with the sum term. That is what called as disjunction of conjunction. Sum of product terms. Okay. So now SOP is over. Next we are going to learn POS. So both are same methods. Steps were same. A few variations you have to understand. Here also situation is given. From the situation you have to derive the inputs. Here also 3 inputs, so you have to write 8 combinations and read the situation again and again. Based on that situation you have to come out with a final conclusion. In the earlier case you have written a conjunction terms. Here you have to write the disjunction terms. While writing disjunction terms, you should write disjunction terms for all the 0 value. Okay. And one more important thing is write the input value for 0. Write the same input value for 0 and write the negation for 1. Now look at the second column, 0, 0, 1. This should be written as A plus B plus C dash. So this is what the difference between the conjunction of disjunction and disjunction of conjunction terms. Once you drawn with the disjunction terms, at last you have to combine all the disjunction terms using conjunction operator. This is what called as product of sum term, otherwise called as conjunction of disjunction terms. That's all, children. Keep it in mind. This particular question is a very important question for board examination. If you are strong in this, you can definitely secure 10 marks in section A. So very careful. Solve more problems from your book back exercises. If any doubts, you please get clarified with me. Thank you.